Final expense sales is a results-driven industry where the results are based on the level of activity of the insurance agent. Guys, in today's video, I'm gonna go over 3 different agents and 3 different results, and hopefully the idea is for you to see maybe part of yourself in all 3, and then that'll make it so that you can actually use this video to not only increase, but to excel your results immediately. So guys, let's start with a thumbs up, and we do suggest subscribing if you're new to the channel. We're putting out insurance sales content and final expense sales training videos just like this all the time. Let's start by going over agent number 1. Now, this is the agent that, well, tends to move contracts from like one agency to another over and over and over, constantly looking for what that agent usually refers to as a better fit, which, guys, in my 12 years of experience as an agency owner, to me, that's really just code for, well, they're looking for an easier way to sell insurance and or work, a higher intent lead than what they're used to working. And guys, stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to show you how to get both the telesales objections and rebuttals cheat sheet along with the thank you note that we mail out to every single one of the people that we sell. As it concerns agent number 1, yes. Guys, we're all looking for an easier way to earn more money, right? Who isn't? The problem with the insurance industry and this type of thinking, oh, I need a better lead, I need an easier way, is that it really doesn't exist once you're already working with the type of agency that actually has an effective system and, well, isn't just like one of those burn and churn outfits, like the multi-level marketing insurance agencies. You know who I'm talking about, the ones with like 3 initials or 4 initials. And I'm not gonna harp on this, so I'm gonna just make a quick statement about agent number 1, and then we're gonna move right on to agent number 2. The real issue with agent number 1, who moves from agency to agency to agency and never really gets the results that they're hoping to get, that they're looking for, is that they're rarely ever doing what it takes to be successful. Like, hardly ever. Guys, it's not the leads. It's not the sales system. It's usually the agent. The agent usually just doesn't put in the necessary work that it takes in order to be successful. All right, now that I've said it, let's move on to agent number 2. Now, agent number 2 has a good work ethic. They've got no problem being on the phone, like selling insurance for like 40 to 50 hours per week, right? And this is the agent that cuts through the learning curve faster. They often get much better results when compared to the agent number 1 we just spoke about. In most cases, they figure out a way to make it work. Now, agent number 2 works their butt off. They may not have like the top producer skill set, or maybe they haven't really developed the talent that it takes to sell at a high level, but they do what it takes and they make it work. They figure it out. They don't give up easily. They don't quit. They don't jump around from agency to agency. That's it. Quick and easy. Time to move on to agent number 3. Agent number 3 has both the work ethic and the skill set to sell insurance at a very high level. This is the top 10% of producing agents. They're earning at least like 100 grand a year, and they tend to see success at multiple levels. Pretty much, they've got that background of success. Not always, but we find like at least half the time. Success in their family life, at home, success in their work life, and often they've had like multiple levels of success throughout their lives, including like, I don't know, sports and maybe other businesses, but not always, like I said. Now, when it comes to the top producer, the successful salesperson, I tend to fall back on my own personal experience. Back when I was first licensed and recruited as an insurance agent, I was like the worst agent in the whole office for a while there. And we had like 20 other agents. And I'm telling you, I was just terrible. I mean, guys, it was really ugly. I actually quit after a month and only ended up coming back later after I decided that I just needed to suck it up and cut through the learning curve. And that's exactly what I did. It took time. It took hard work. I went through different stages and different, levels where there were like different scenarios that I learned from. And that's what really excelled me to the top. The first real aha moment for me, when a light just kind of like popped on and things immediately started to change, was when I listened to a recording of myself making a live sales presentation. Before listening to that recording, I would have told you that I was hitting on all the points of the presentation and that the clients just didn't want to buy from me. It just didn't make sense. And then after listening to the recording, it was obvious that I didn't sound smooth and professional. I was saying things in a way that I didn't mean. That's the only way to describe it. And therefore, what was happening was the clients weren't perceiving my words the way that I thought they would. The way that I was trying to get them to hear me. And I was monotone sounding. It was bad. Believe it or not, the monotone part was probably the thing that was killing me the most. I was boring and I came off as like another salesman just trying to sell something that no one probably needed. Thankfully, the monotone part was actually the first thing that I changed, and that one thing changed everything for me. Now, that's really when it all started. My manager told me that I was better off being over the top and exaggerating everything than being monotone. In other words, my energy sucked, and it sucked the life out of everyone that I was presenting to. So at that point, I immediately changed what I was doing. So instead of being the monotone insurance agent, I unloaded all of my energy and lots of enthusiasm into my next presentation. It was crazy. And I'll never forget, guys, I remember being in that presentation. The lady was kind of laughing at me the whole time. She didn't, know what to think of me. And in the end, she gave me her checking information and signed the application for insurance. And don't kid yourself, I put so much into that presentation that I was way over the top and I was actually exhausted. It was a lot. I was so over the top that I guess it was draining. It's the only way to describe it, but it worked. So I did it again and again and again, and they kept buying from me. Holy cow. Within days, I went from being the worst to one of the best, just from listening to a recording of myself and doing what it took to change myself and what I was actually doing. This is what a top producer does. So again, agent number one does as little as possible to try to get by and usually fails over and over and blames all their fails on like the leads, the agency, the training, and then agent number two generally works their butt off and figures out a way to get by and make it work while their skill set is developing. And in many cases, agent number two figures something out about themselves that helps them to excel and turn into agent number three, the top producer. Guys, if you'd like a copy of both the telesales objections and rebuttals cheat sheet, along with the thank you note that we send out to all the new clients, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. For more information on working with us on our free leads platform or our independent agent preset appointments platform, just shoot me an email at that same address. As always, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now get out there and whatever happens, you make sure that you do something good for someone else today. Happy hunting.